sure you read that on your flyer before you came, and the presentation will be around 30 minutes, and it will require some of your participation, so I hope you guys are willing to contribute and to help teach each other. We're going to go over some basic terms and facts and talk about data and how we can better decide what is true from what's fiction. And I'll just go ahead and start and introduce myself now. My name is Whetstone, and I'm a senior at Weber State University, and I am in the health promotion program. And so with that, I put together this presentation from information that I've learned from an internship at Weber State, and also just on my own research. Okay, so the presentation's on tobacco awareness and smokeless tobacco. And what we're going to be talking about: smoking, nicotine, tobacco, what hookah is. You may not, or you may be familiar with that. Some of the main topics are going to be different types of smokeless tobacco products, how to quit nicotine, and what to be aware of with your teenagers. And we're also going to go over other resources that you can utilize as parents, and you can also help your children access that and to get information that's reliable. So first we're going to talk about nicotine. Nicotine is a highly addictive psychoactive drug that's contained in tobacco products and e-cigarettes. And so that is the main issue that we're going to talk about with that. There's also other chemicals that are in products, but nicotine is one of the ones that we can really see the health effects. Here are some health effects and issues of toxicity that are related to nicotine. You'll see an increased blood pressure, also increase or decrease in heart rate, constriction of your arteries, and stimulation of the central nervous system. And depending on how often you use nicotine products, you may fall into acute or more toxic exposure to your body. And so with those, you're going to see overstimulation of the nicotinic receptors, where that's going to activate the reward system in your brain. And so that's something that is going to keep you addicted and wanting to use more of these products. And you'll also want to consume higher amounts of the products just to feel that same high. And it'll burn your throat, and nausea and vomiting are also associated with it. And at the more toxic level, you're going to feel abdominal electrical activity in the heart, which can contribute to the irregular heart patterns that you're going to experience, maybe even possible heart attack. Now let's just move on. Here's an image that is in one of the handouts that I'll be giving to you later, and it just kind of maps out the different areas of the body that are affected by the nicotine, and also the symptoms that are associated with that. Here's a graph that shows us the nicotine products that are used in Utah, and these are in grade school. This illustrates 8th, 10th, and 12th grade in Utah. And the highest amount that is used is the e-cigarettes. It's really popular, and it's 5.9% of these students in these grades that are using them or have tried them. And the other associated ones, hookah, which is something we're going to be talking about, that's 4.6%, and cigarettes are 3.8%. And a lot of times the youth, that they don't know, they think that choosing these alternatives to smoking cigarettes is actually going to be healthier for them, and that they're not going to experience the health effects of the nicotine. Here's a picture where we can see how products are marketed to kids at young ages. We can see at the bottom level there's going to be gum, that's a popular choice for kids, and right above it we're going to see the gum cigars, which are, there's nothing bad in them, but it's just going to train the kids that that's something that they're going to be drawn to something that they see as a popular choice. And so that's just going to teach them that that's something that they're okay with using in the future. Health educators view smoking tobacco as the leading cause of death. The good news is that it's decreasing. In 1965, it was at 44% of American adults, and now it is reduced to 19.8% in 2007. While there have been declines in youth cigarette smoking, there have also been increases in new tobacco and nicotine products because of them being available on the U.S. market. 3 factors related to the decrease in smoking cigarettes have been from smoking bans in public places, high cigarette tax, and more options to help people quit. Here are some other diseases that we're familiar with that are associated with nicotine, tobacco, smoking. Cancer, a lot of different kinds of cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pneumonia, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, reproductive disease, cataracts, and cognitive decline. There's also many more. Hookah, you may or may not be familiar with it. Have any of you guys seen hookah before or heard about it? No?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Okay, and what have you heard?
That it's a popular social kind of get-together, and that the person I talked to didn't think there was anything wrong with it. So it was kind of a social situation.
So, but they knew that there was nicotine in it?
I didn't ask specifically, but they were drawn to the flavors and different things like that.
Okay. Do you mind sharing what the age of that individual was?
Probably in the early 20s.
Early 20s? Okay, and how long ago was that?
Within the last 3 months.
Okay.
Well, there's a video on YouTube too that is was just from about 2 weeks ago, where it was a guy giving a little toddler smoke out of a hookah thing, and the guy was found and arrested. So
Yeah.
that just made the news recently.
Yeah. And maybe they were giving it to the kid because maybe they thought it was amusing, or
Yeah, and they were laughing.
yeah, or maybe they really did think that it wasn't harming the child. So using hookah to smoke tobacco, it isn't safe alternative to smoking. It isn't a safe alternative to smoking. And it contains nicotine, tar, and heavy metals. Also, you can see at the top where it has coal, they're actually burning coal to heat up the tobacco, the flavored tobacco. And then it does have water at the bottom, so a lot of people think because some of the chemicals are captured into the water, so then that will be better than smoking cigarettes, when actually when you're inhaling the smoke from the hookah, you're inhaling more because it's easier with it being vaporized, and so you're holding that in your lungs longer, you're being exposed to it longer, and you're expelling it out into the air, and there's just a whole lot more smoke produced in that, and so that's going to increase the effects of the smoke that has on your body. And also the nicotine deposits in household surfaces, so if it's something that is smoked inside, and if you have kids and maybe you're just having a party and inviting friends over and you're smoking from a hookah, then those chemicals are going to be embedded into the stuff in your house, whether it be your couch, carpet, walls, and that can last from weeks to months. One session of smoking a hookah is equivalent to 100 or more cigarettes being smoked.
How long is the session?
How long is the session? I am not sure how long the session is, but typically what people do in a social setting is they'll have multiple different flavors that they'll continue to burn. So instead of going out and smoking for 10 minutes, it may be longer than that, and everybody's kind of sharing in it, and so you may go through 4 or 5 flavors in one sitting, and it would just be however many puffs that you take. It's going to be more than what a puff of cigarette smoke would be. And
Do they all use the same mouthpiece?
Some people share the same mouthpiece and some have multiple mouthpieces. So this one, it just has one mouthpiece connected, but some of you may have seen some that have multiple ones, and so you can smoke at the same time. You can also pass it around. Okay, now let's talk about e-cigarettes since they are the most popular right now. E-cigarettes are electronic cigarettes that are battery-powered devices delivering a dose of nicotine and other additives to the user in aerosol form. And what is important for us to know is that we have the largest amount of use in our area. Our youth are using it at 19.9%. And later we'll see in the graph just very shortly that our area is one of the areas in Utah that uses it the most. Up at the top you can see the different colors. I mean, it's very attractive to the eye. People are, using it as a trend type of thing. Also you can, select your own color, and there's many different styles. Here we can see the current electronic cigarette use in Utah, and this is from 2011 to 2012 by the different grades. We can see the increase in the 12th grade is from 2.8% to 8%. Grade 10 is 1.9% to 7%. So there are drastic increases just in over a year of people who are starting to use it. And these are our youth who are going to form habits and continue to want to use nicotine products, and it also could be seen as a gateway drug to getting into using other type of tobacco or smoking cigarettes in the future.
So are the percentages the same for each 8th, 10th, and 12th grade?
So the yellow represents 2011 and then the orange is 2012. So that's just the difference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, that's just in 1 year.
Oh, 2 years, because it's 2011 and 2 to 2013, right?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
you're
yes,
right.
okay.
2 years.
So 2 year difference.
What
Yeah.
was the page before this page? I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. I thought there was another graph.
No, we're just on this graph. We had, let's see, we can go back to this graph where you can see the e-cigarette use is 5.9%. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I thought it was on the floor somewhere.
Okay.
That's a lot different statistic than we heard for the use of those.
What have you heard?
Well, that speaker told us it was like 85% of that we were
Yeah,
like.
I had tried it
Oh.
or something.
Yeah.
This is more realistic.
Yeah.
So this is current use, so I'm not sure if this represents people who have tried it. I've heard that the percentage for people who have tried it is higher, which makes sense because not everybody's going to stick with it and use it. But okay, and here's the breakdown that I was talking about before, and this is the electronic cigarette use by county. And we can see we're all the way to the left, and that is 19.9%, dramatically different than all of the other counties.
Maybe they're just more honest.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I don't know, maybe there's more outlets for them to buy things
Even look
here.
at Davis the second, that's pretty close to us.
Mhm.
It's pretty high.
I'm surprised Salt Lake is one of the lower medium ones.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I was just, I heard that Cache County is really educating or, trying to get the word out that e-cigarettes are bad. And then in the same report it said that Weber County is having like a hookah fair with vendors and all this kind of stuff. So there might be, it's kind of reflected there for Cache
Yeah.
County.
Yeah. Hey, are we ready to move on? Alright, so now we're going to break into groups. I'm going to split you guys into 2 groups, and we're going to try and use some information that I have and provide to you. And I want you